Just the other day, I was in Santa Barbara and got to visit the Parsons Golf Academy and hang out with Don and Preston. I took some videos, shared a couple things, got to check out their group coaching sessions. Preston was running one of those. I also got to observe Don giving a lesson using 3D, using KVS with a student. That was really awesome to check out. And then something really cool is I got a putting lesson from Preston. I got to get on the SAM PuttLab and we did a quick overview of what I was doing, and you can check that out here.
Here's what I'm looking for from you for the next 5 putts here.
Yeah.
Your full routine, whether you do it on course, tournament, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
Ball goes on the center of that white dot there, and target is center of the camera and cup all the way down.
Okay.
I'm going to knock the ball out of the way after the first 4 feet of the putt or so, because I don't want you to see the end result.
Right.
The reason being, I want you to assume you're making 5 identical flat ball footers, and all of them in the middle of the cup.
Okay.
One down, 4 down.
Okay.
Easy game.
All right. Easy game.
So SAM PuttLab reports, our summary page here is our 30,000 foot view of your putting stroke. Sam and the guys in Germany have basically developed a model of what they would consider the perfect putting stroke. From rotation rates, aiming square, and a square face at impact. But one of the cool parts that I think after having discussed with John Graham, Jason Sutton, David Orr, is that there's more than one way to do this, and it's understanding what a person's pattern is and what's most effective for them. For example, a player that aims right and scores the face every time may score low in the tendency category, which is measuring the aim of the putter face at address and the last frame before it's taken away. But if they're squaring the face every time they're able to hit start lines, manage their speed, they're not necessarily broken. So they'll score low in the tendency category, but high in the consistency category. And it just so happens that square face is really effective. So for you, the computer happens to like your ability to aim the putter face, where the face is point impact, path, spot, rotation rates, but this is a person's thumbprint to a degree. Timing deals with the speed, rhythm, acceleration patterns. Again, another thumbprint category for me. The one I'm looking for most often is consistency. And a player's ability to do the same thing again and again and again. Now that's twofold, because somebody may be doing the same thing again and again and again, but it's not effective. They may have the face a degree closed at impact, and that putt will miss a flat 10-footer. And then the overall rating, take it or leave it, it comprises these 3 categories. Again, I'm over here in the consistency number, which for you happens to be good, but we want to still solve the riddle as to, well, why do I occasionally miss some left, some right? So for you is where I notice in the starting point here, some of the face is here a little bit on the closed side of things, and you're going to notice that there's a direct correlation to where the face is pointed at impact. The face closed on all 5 of the putts you hit for this flat 12-footer. So that putter face pointed left of target, maybe because it's kind of close to where we were starting at the beginning of the day. So, and then as I continue to thumb through this, I'll look at person's putter path. Take it or leave it for the relevance here, in your case. I love seeing somebody that hits it on the same spot on the face every time. Again, between that and the movement dynamics that are looking pretty similar as far as the size and rhythm of the stroke. Again, 5 strokes looking all similar in nature, Testament to the speed control side. So when we were chatting earlier, you said, I think my speed's pretty good here, so I'm not really too upset about it. Rotation rates, the amount that's open and closing. Could it be tighter here? Yeah, absolutely, but we've got the same general pattern.
Right. Okay.
And I think the reason why it would be a little different is because the aim and address is a little bit different every time, means that stroke has to look just slightly different. You mentioned the pressure situations and the right hand coming on board and you feeling like you need to, the miss might be a little bit to the right sometimes. Well, if it's starting with the face closed and you know I need to get that face open to get it back online, perhaps that motion becomes a little more active when I get into that, gotta hold this flat 6-footer.
Right.
So that could be the compensation and the reaction for that. So I'd like to take a look at maybe 1 or 2 things in setup that I noticed that would cause a left aim bias.
Okay.
The eyes getting maybe outside the ball line a little bit, forcing everything to look back up and in.
Yeah.
And then once we change that, see if we're a little bit closer here.
Cool.
So the gist of what I learned about my putting was, number one, I set up closed. So that means that I also was closed at impact, which for me means that I overcompensated when the pressure was on, when I felt the nerves, and I would leave the putt out to the right. So with a little bit of awareness, I now know what my setup needs to feel like, which gets me in a better position at impact, which means that I'm not overcompensating in producing some of those strange putts when the pressure's on or when you feel it. So that was awesome. Thank you so much, Preston, for doing that. I learned a lot. Check it out.